This episode of Techno Buffalo is brought to you by the National Campaign Against Drunk Driving. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the episode of Rettinger's Rants. I'm your host, John Rangers, the show where most weeks I rant and rave on something that's got me all mad and hot under the collar. Last week, though, I was pretty happy, and I gave advice for things you should do for success on YouTube. This week, I'm sticking with that theme. I'm going to talk about things you should not do to be successful on YouTube. This is Rettinger's Rants. Let's get started. So if you didn't watch last week's video, go ahead and give that video a watch first. I talk about everything you should do to setting up cameras, what camera equipment you should or maybe shouldn't use, what topic you should talk about if you want to be a tech reviewer, where our products come from, and all kinds of other questions that I get asked pretty regularly. So check that video out. You can annotate it right here. You can click on it. Otherwise, the link will be right down below. But now I want to share things you should not do, because there's a lot of things that are just giant fat no-nos for success on YouTube. Let's start with one that I see quite a bit in almost all of my videos and every video pretty much on all the internets. Don't spam channels asking for people to check you out. That is never a good way to gain an audience. Don't leave comments on their channel. Don't leave comments on their video. Don't spam people on Twitter, everything. Just don't do that. Don't say, check me out, I make cool videos. I make awesome videos. You should click me link here, check me out here, all that kind of stuff. Just don't do that. Also, don't leave hateful comments on other channels. I can't tell you how many times I see this, and it seems like just common sense. If you want to be taken seriously as a tech YouTuber, don't go to other people's channels and call them crazy, awful names. Don't call them every hateful word you can think of, and still expect for you and your channel to be taken seriously. Whenever somebody leaves me a hateful comment, the first thing I do is I go back and look at their channel and I see what else they've commented on. If all I see is just hateful comments, I will ban those suckers quickly. And it seems like such obvious common sense. Of course, don't do that. But sometimes common sense just doesn't go for everybody, so just don't do that. You don't have to necessarily treat everybody with giant rainbow wings and be nice to everyone, but just don't be mean to everyone. You can disagree, that's not a problem. But just don't be hateful. If you wouldn't say it to somebody's face, the general rule is don't say it in the comments. Let's talk about you personally. Don't forget that you are a brand. What you say online, what you put up on the internet, you are a brand. If you want people to maybe send you products, they're gonna look at your videos, look at your comment history. Never ever forget that you are a brand. You are what you represent. For a long time, before Techno Buffalo became a real company, I was the brand of John 4 Lakers. And ultimately, I was the brand of Techno Buffalo, and I recognized that from very early on. So I had to conduct myself, in that manner. I wouldn't go out and I wouldn't necessarily get heavy political because I had no place in what I was doing. I just want to keep the tech channel about technology, and that's sort of what our brand is. Don't forget you can show your personality, you can have fun with it. That's what you are. But if you make your videos and you're very dry, you just talk about specs, you don't put any personality or anything into it, that's also going to be your brand. Just be very conscious of everything you say, every word that comes out of your mouth, every video you upload represents you, and make sure that it's you at your best. Don't use heavy slang. So I understand that if you're a younger YouTuber and that's the audience you're going for, heavy slang is certainly the vernacular of your people, and I get that, no problems there. But if you want to go for a more mainstream audience, be very careful of using slang words and also slang typing as well. I see this all the time. So avoid, all kinds of other slang and swear words. I'm sort of qualifying those under the same umbrella, but try to be very, very, very conscious of those when you use it. If you're sending emails to people asking for products or other YouTubers to check you out, whatever it might be, don't spell things that should end with an S and a Z. Don't put smiley faces in emails. Read things very, very carefully and make sure they look professional. Next, this is one I struggle with so regularly and all the time. I try to be really conscious of it when I do my videos, but try to avoid ums, uhs, and likes. The likes I've kind of gotten rid of, but it took me a while to do that, but the uhs and the ums are really, really hard. Most of my videos are totally unscripted, and it's just me talking to a camera without any notes in front of me. So everything's coming out of my mouth, has to go through my head first and shoot on out. And sometimes my brain doesn't always work that quickly, and there are bound to be ums and uhs, and that's okay, but don't let them be the entire length of your video. Try and get out a point or 2 points without doing any uhs or ums. And what worked for me that sort of got me a little bit better than I was, when I would talk to friends and I talk to anybody, I try to be very conscious of not saying uhs or ums. And so that got my brain tuned to avoid that. When I go on TV and do news pieces, I try and be very conscious of that as well. So just trying to exercise at home, try and avoid that in your speech, and you'll find that eventually they'll almost be totally gone, but of course they'll always crop up just a little bit. I want to take a minute for my advice for just a minute to give you guys a really, really important message. Do not drink and drive. And you'd think that this is just common sense at this point. Don't do it. Doesn't matter where you are, how good you think you are, or how okay I am to drive. Never, ever, ever get behind the wheel if you're inebriated, moderately inebriated, or even have had even a single drink. I promise you it is never worth it. A car is a several ton killing machine. It could ruin lives in the blink of an eye. It is absolutely just never ever worth it. I can't tell you how many times I was out and a friend had a drink and tried to get in a car, and fortunately someone's always been there to stop them. Be that person that stops your friend from driving. You could save their life or somebody else's. It's super easy to find a designated driver as well. Call a taxi or just stay put if you've been drinking. Law enforcement is cracking down like crazy, and now throughout the year, if you're caught driving while impaired, you will be arrested. This is legit arrested. This isn't just, minorly, hey, you shouldn't do that. This is arrested in jail. No warnings, no excuses. Just don't risk it. It is never, ever, ever worth it to get behind a wheel of a car when you've been drinking, or to get in a car when you know somebody has been drinking. I guarantee you, wait, call a taxi, call your parents, call a friend, whoever it is. They might be mad at you. They will appreciate that you called them. Guys, I can't emphasize that enough. Please don't do it. The world is full of people who make mistakes. Don't be one of them. Hope you guys found this video helpful. I really liked these past couple episodes of trying to give advice and give back to the YouTube community. I'll be back next week though with a full rant and mad episode, and I'll be pissed about something. But I do feel a duty to try and give back to YouTube, give back to the community that's given me so much. You guys giving me a voice, giving me a platform, giving me a job and a career, and for all intents and purposes, a roof over my head and food on my table. And I thank you guys for that. And I feel like I've got a duty to help the next generation, to help young YouTubers come up and make their way in the world. And so it's my hope that you enjoyed these videos. If you didn't, let me know, and I'll never make another advice video again. But I do hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check us out at techknownbuffalo.com for the latest and greatest tech news. Give the video a thumbs up. We'll definitely appreciate it. I'm John Rettinger from Tech Known Buffalo. I will see you in the next video. What's up guys, it's John again. Just wanted to let you know that if you liked what you saw, I hope you did, we've got 2 other shows that go live every single week, come rain, shine, sleet, or snow. Ask the Buffalo, where Ashley Escada answers your tech questions, and a rumor roundup, where yours truly tells you about all the best rumors in the gadget world. Click the text below that says subscribe, and check out our other shows by clicking right over here. Till next video, thanks for watching.